New accusations of murder and dramatic new insights into the final months of late Putin critic Alexei Navalny. Letters published by the New York Times on Monday detail Navalny's fears of a second Trump presidency, concerns over President Biden's health, and also the upcoming election in November. We also learn more about life in his harsh Arctic Russian prison, where he died on Friday while serving a 19-year sentence. It comes as Navalny's widow, Yulia, campaigns for justice with Western leaders. Robert Sherman has the latest from overseas. Robert, how exactly is Yulia asking Europe to respond to her husband's untimely death?
Yeah, there's a broader call to action here, Markie. Ever since the news broke of her husband's death, you've seen people around the globe mourning, thinking of his family, laying flowers, demonstrating outside of Russian embassies across the globe. But now the focus is shifting today to what kind of action is going to come out of that. And that's why we saw Navalny's widow in Brussels, Belgium, meeting with foreign ministers from across the EU to take that very question to them. What exactly are they going to do in the wake of all of this? She continues to put the blame for her husband's death squarely on the Kremlin and Russian President Vladimir Putin. That's the sentiment many Western leaders are holding at this hour as they call for action and accountability.
At the very least, we should be talking about sanctions.
What has happened reminds us all of the repressive and oppressive nature of the regime in the Russian Federation and of how President Putin has ruthlessly put down any opposition and suppressed any dissent.
We have to send a message of support to the Russian opposition.
Letters written by Navalny and acquired by the New York Times give some insight as to what his last few months were like. He remained upbeat until the very end, boasting about how he had read 44 books in the last year of his life, also acknowledging that certain aspects of his health were starting to decay as he was denied medical and dental treatment. When it came to American current affairs, he wrote about his concern for President Biden's health, the prospects of another Trump presidency, but in that same breath also acknowledging that there wasn't really a single politician anywhere that he was fully in support of. His family continues to contend that the Russian government is refusing to release his body to them. They are renewing their calls today to have his body released so that they can give him a proper burial. Russia's ambassador to the UN coming out and saying the reason for that is that the investigation into his death remains ongoing.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.